This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.
Welcome to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology, the U.S. News & World Report's #1 engineering school in the United States that offers a master's as its highest degree for 18 consecutive years. Rose-Hulman, where you come to find yourself. Find yourself through personal growth, through personal development, through study, research, and invention. Rose-Hulman, your home for academic and athletic excellence. This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Good evening and welcome to Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. The Holbert Arena is tonight's HCAC matchup between the Hanover Panthers and the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. Hello, friends. Mike Gant, along with me, Walter Gordon, here to bring you the action for another pivotal conference matchup. Here we are, Mike, at the end of January. Conference seasons all across the country, no matter what division you're playing, are really hot and heavy in the middle of conference play. And Rose-Hulman finds himself near the top of the conference. Another big game here tonight against in-state conference pro Hanover.
Yeah, winter has gripped West Central Indiana.
Yes, it has.
As you said, the season, now we're at that point where you want to get yourself going for the conference. Rose-Hulman has 8 games left to get that momentum, get things figured out. Everybody's fighting to stay healthy, and this is the time for them to start some momentum tonight after a great game the other night against Transylvania.
A lot of time you'll hear coaches talk and break the season up into segments. Of course, also high school guys, around these parts, we talk about the Wabash Valley Classic, and before the Classic, after, and then the postseason. And so same thing here in HCAC basketball. You have the pre-conference, you have the conference before, during the 18-game schedule that has been truncated this year for a lot of teams, and then postseason play. And, you want to be hitting on all cylinders at the end of February when the regular season ends, and I guess some people would say the real season would begin.
Yeah, it's a challenge every year for coaches, and now we're into our almost 3rd year of this dealing with this pandemic stuff.
Right.
So these kids are used to facing challenges, and this is just another one they're going to have to overcome, try to stay healthy, and build that momentum going in to finish out the year.
Any college athlete knows lots about challenges, trying to balance school, athletics. You want to make your professors happy. You want to make your parents happy getting those grades. You want to make yourself happy with good grades. I wouldn't know a whole lot about that. But you also want to make sure your coach is happy with you as well, that you're putting the time in the gym. So it's a balancing act for college students. Here on the Division III level, your focus is academics first, but it's not like this is, intramural.
Right.
This is high-level, Division III high-level athletics that we have come to see here at Rose-Hulman.
Yeah, these students didn't get here by accident.
No.
They're hard workers. They take pride in the work they do in the classroom and out of the class. And for them to not only take on the load of this prestigious university academic-wise, they're taking the time to do this athletic, and they want to do it well, too.
Right. And tonight, like we talked about, a pivotal contest for Rose-Hulman trying to creep up in the second place in the conference standings, but one game or one win below Bluffton. So we'll take a break here on our Sonic pregame show. Come back and get you set for action. This Hanover and Rose right here on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by Indiana Army National Guard.
In Searcy, Arkansas, a young man says I love you for the first time, but his girlfriend doesn't quite hear. In Franklin, Tennessee, a boy encounters his first pickle. And in Kyle, Texas, after a mission for tots, cousins realize they're a long way from Kyle, Texas. One day, many people, millions of orders. This is Howie Sonic.
Gen Z is a stalled generation.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Wherever life takes you, whatever stage, anything that you need, no matter the season, getting there together. We are ready when you are. Crane cares.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
Well, so what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
You are watching HCAC women's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
The Hanover Panthers come in with a record of 7-7, 4-5 in conference play. Rose-Hulman a record of 6-5, 4-2 in conference play. Rose-Hulman had a string of games, 4 in a row canceled. Really at the beginning of January, they had Christmas break. They played one game on January 5th. And then didn't play again until they hosted Transylvania this past Saturday. So they had a lot of games missed. Hanover, I think, has played their full complement of games. They might have missed one, but they have missed far fewer conference games, at least, than Rose-Hulman have. So from a continuity standpoint, from a minute standpoint, time on court against an opponent, definitely an advantage there. Look at Hanover. They got a couple of double-digit scores in Grace Bezold and Catherine Bencher, a couple of freshmen leading the way for the Panthers.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention too, is that these teams that are in the middle of the pack here, they're led by young players.
Yeah.
And the freshmen at Hanover, so that shows there's some bright future for them. You would think by now there's no freshmen anymore. They're more like sophomores, but it's exciting to see the young people doing that, and it means a bright future for both teams.
And, sometimes you have to grow up fast. When you look at Hanover has had, you want to have turnover. I mean, you're graduating your players. They're moving on to bigger and better things. But Hanover, just a few years ago, won the conference, and this is a team that's been at the top of the conference for a number of years. This year, maybe a little bit of retooling with some freshmen at the top of their roster, but still plenty of other players that can help to get it done. So it's interesting, as you mentioned, leading the way, a lot of these teams being led by some younger players.
To think about these freshmen at this time last year, we're thinking about their high school tournament.
Yeah.
And, prom, senior prom and stuff like that. And now they're at these great academic institutions worrying about grades and keeping healthy and maintaining their academic status. So they have done a lot of growing up since then, so it's nice to see.
And this Rose-Hulman team has grown up as well with the addition of some new players this year. And to look at Rowan Hine and Jimmy Baum, a couple of players that have been added to this engineer program, and that has helped to infuse this team with some extra talent.
I'm excited to see Rose-Hulman. This will be my first time seeing them this year, and from talking with you, how hard they play. Is that not all a coach can ask for? Is playing hard, doing your best, and to have your freshmen be your leaders is quite the accomplishment also.
Both teams, a lot of youth being served near the top. We'll take another break in our Sonic pregame show. Come back and get you set for the start of the game as Rose-Hulman and Hanover. Right back after this.
Hi, welcome to Sonic. Can I take your order?
One red, white, and blue slush float.
I'll get the slush. I'm on ice cream and strawberries. Order up. Sonic red, white, and blue slush float.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
At H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they make sure your return gets done right. It's not just numbers, boxes, and forms. It's personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. With an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
This is Sue Goshen from your locally owned H&R Block in Brazil. Walk in, make an appointment, or drop off your documents, and we'll tackle your taxes while you're away.
I need a Mocha Crunch Blast, please. You got it.
I'm on the Mocha Fudge.
We're gonna need more espresso chunks.
Order up.
Sonic Mocha Crunch Blast.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Just a few minutes before tip-off, as we here, as I like to say, high in our perch here at the Holbrook Arena. Here.
Can't get much higher.
No, you really can't, and not to say that I would want to, but we have a beautiful perspective here from the balcony of this beautiful Holbrook Arena. Folks, thank you for tuning in tonight. We wish you could be here. Hopefully soon things will be changed, and hopefully if the numbers continue to go down here in the Wabash Valley area, maybe things change here for Rose-Hulman. I'm not trying to prognosticate. I have no inside information.
You have no way to change that yourself either.
I do not. I do not, and I have no decision-making authority. But I do know that I miss you and you from being here in our gymnasium. But we do thank you for tuning in to our broadcast here each and every game as we try to bring you the sights and the sounds of Rose-Hulman basketball. And it's just not the same, without the parents, the fans, the students here in the gymnasium here at Holbrook Arena making a lot of noise.
And you got to speak about how that affects the players a little bit too. It's nice to see, even if there's 25 people, you get that clapping, and so they don't play directly for that, but a home field or a home game kind of is a little more difficult. But as you said, you got to do the health concerns and everything, but you can't not speak about playing in an empty gym. Also, it's a little bit tougher, but these girls will rise up, and looking forward to a hot game in here with single digits outside.
Yeah, it's brutally cold outside. It makes me be thankful that this is an indoor sport. This is my cup of tea where I don't have to be shivering outside.
I appreciate you offering to warm my vehicle up before the night's over too, so before we leave.
Yeah, we'll work on that. The Rose-Hulman and Hanover vying for position. Rose-Hulman third in the conference at 4-2, behind Bluffton at 6-3, and Transylvania at 6-0. Hanover right now in the 7th spot in the conference at 4-5. Between Rose-Hulman and Hanover are Manchester, Anderson, and Defiance. Below Hanover will be Mount St. Joe's, Franklin, and Earlham. Just a minute or so before the start of this contest, and there's a pivotal conference matchup, as all of them are, Mike, and just a critical game here for Rose-Hulman here at home.
It is, and as we'd said, you want to get things rolling, and I did kind of look, and Hanover has played 3 more games.
Okay.
And how that affects things, but you don't want to have a dead spot there as you're coming up on the tournament. So hopefully this will help get them going after a good performance the other night against Transylvania.
A lot of COVID concerns, and players have. I look at there's a large complement of players. I think 13 on the roster, 12 in uniform, so that signs are pointing upward for Rose-Hulman here in 2022 with player availability and our health and safety concerns. Well, we'll step aside for a quick break. We'll have the national anthem during our break and come back for the starting lineup and the start of tonight's matchup. It's Hanover and Rose-Hulman right here on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Welcome to Sonic. May I take your order? One crave cheeseburger.
I'm on it.
Crave cheeseburger, almost ready. On my way.
Someone pass me the crepe sauce.
Almost ready on the burger.
One Sonic cream cheeseburger.
Here at Mossy Oak Properties, Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we know dirt. Last year, this piece of property produced 50 acres of beans. It's a little low on nitrogen, and the pH is 6.8.
Oh, and they also had cattle on here.
When it comes to knowing your ground, isn't it important to have a realtor who does as well?
And that's no bull.
For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com. We are your Indiana land specialist.
Hey, this is Todd Hine with LaborLink. The federal unemployment benefits have ended. However, there has never been a better job market in history. This puts you in an incredible position. Go to golaborlink.com and apply now. We have many jobs available, but they will fill up fast due to demand. Hey, take advantage of the job market and start work right away with LaborLink.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
And we're seeing the starting lineups for the Hanover Panthers. Grace Bezold, freshman from Covington, Kentucky. Taylor Heath, a freshman from Fairland, Indiana. Lynette Bloom, senior from St. Anthony, Indiana. Liz Tynan, senior from Columbus, Indiana, and Catherine Benter, a freshman from Brownstown, Indiana. And your starters are for the Engineers. Rowan Hine, the sophomore from Clovis, California. Noah Wilson, a senior from Indianapolis, Indiana, the lone senior on the ball club. Jordan Barlow, a junior from Haven, Kansas. Jamie Baum, a freshman from Los Altos, California, and Rose Burnham, a junior from South Riding, Virginia. So for Hanover, Bezold, Heath, Bloom, Tynan, and Benter. For the Engineers, Hine, Wilson, Barlow, Baum, and Burnham. Should be a good matchup here tonight, a good game here tonight, and a good measuring stick. You know, you also look at, always like to look at the uniforms, Mike, and, you know, people from around here will understand this. I feel like it's Martinsville at Northview, looking at the uniform.
I was even going to say Owen Valley.
Okay, Owen Valley. Probably even better than Martinsville, you're right.
But that is definitely, but I always think also, Walt, I like to see that first 5 minutes, how it establishes which team really, you know, starts are not underrated.
Bezold and Barlow jumping up. Rose-Hulman with possession. And Hanover playing aggressive defense, man-to-man. Nice double team in the post. And a good gather. What a block by Hanover. And they get out in transition. First shot is up and good for Hanover.
Good start with the block and finishing at the other end.
That was Taylor Heath, I do believe. Apologize, I couldn't get that name sooner. Her hair was covering up the back of her jersey. I couldn't see the number, but now I know. Out in transition again. And a good block by the Engineers. And here they are trying to get on the board. Interior passing leads to our first foul. Jamie Baum off the pass for Rowan Hine. Baum will get to the free throw line.
Hanover's definitely trying to push the ball there on that first couple of possessions, but that outlet pass And it's paid dividends for him, at least on one basket.
Baum from the free throw line, 71%. Sweet stroke, misses a pair. Engineers yet to get on the board. Floor spread very nicely for Hanover. You see this in basketball today, Mike. Everybody spreads the floor for the most part.
Yeah, unless you have a dominant post.
Nice move to the basket, and there Beazold in a quick timeout. 30-second timeout by Coach Prevost. We'll be right back.
The Big Finish sales event is on now at York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Choose from over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles today. This month only, lock in 0% financing and no payment for 90 days. New Jeep Cherokee as low as $229 per month. New Ram 1500, $359 per month. Or sell us your vehicle for top dollar. Unwrap the savings at YorkCDJRBrazil.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Coach John Prevost wasting no time, Mike, getting that timeout, bringing the ladies over for some instruction. Do you expect to see dividends right away? Or else you'll see new bodies, I'm sure.
Yeah. I always like to see what's drawn up after a timeout, see how they wanted to go right into the post.
Yep. Jordan Barlow, a tough cover for teams in the conference, and she puts the Engineers on the board. 4-2 Hanover. Rose Burnham ties up the post pass to Beazold as the ball will stay right here.
There's the proverbial fire may have been lit there at the timeout.
Very well could have been. Get the old Flint rocks out. Mid-range jumper, great position inside by Hanover by Lynette Bloom. Couldn't pay off the offensive rebound. Here comes Hine. Gets into the paint, can't pay it off, but gets her own basket. Gets her own basketball back.
Love the hustle, though.
Nola Wilson dribbles the ball out of bounds. They're trying to make something happen on the baseline. Nothing was there. And turnover for the Engineers.
Nothing will drive another coach crazy than to let a player misses a shot, chase down their own rebound.
That's exactly right. Liz Tynan thought about it and takes it, and that's short. Barlow the rebound. Hine likes to push the rock. Baum. Ball tipped out of bounds. Who's it off of? It's off of Hanover. The ball will stay here. First sub for the Panthers coming in. And Callie Wilder, number 22. Is that who you got, Mike?
That's what I look like.
Does it look like 23? Okay. Apologize, folks. The number's a little small for my old eyes as Baum gets to the basket, and
my older eyes.
Yeah, I know. I was, Now that is easy to see. Is Heath knocks down the shot, 6-4, Hanover. Hine straight to the cup.
Nice.
Ties it up at 6.
I'm already a fan, Walt. You told me that I like to play. She's really aggressive.
Pass in the post from Wilder, a little bit too tall.
Walt, sometimes that post defense is underrated like that because they forced them to force that pass, and it ended up turning into a turnover. And I don't know if that'll, it's not a steal, but it really, with that post defense, caused the turnover.
Maddie Sears came into the game for Hanover on that last dead ball. We get a kick. Shot clock reset to 20. Only one team foul called in this game thus far. I like the way that's trending.
2 times now they've tried to isolate Barlow there at the rim.
Hine resets with 10. Left side driving, Barlow, now a step out. Ball tipped away, she's got to put it up. She can hit it from there, she does. Jordan Barlow's got 4. Quickly up ahead. How about the pace being played with by Taylor Heath, the freshman from Fairland, Indiana, went to Triton Central. She's a blur.
Yeah, and she went and attacked directly at the rim. And if she can do that and get free throw line, that creates foul issues, and she gets gifted some free throws.
Into the game for the Engineers, Ashley Black, a sophomore from Westfield, Indiana, and Kaylin Jester, a junior from New Brighton, Minnesota. So both teams going to their bench, and now a little bit deeper as Tynan coming back into the game. So one of the starters for the Panthers coming back in. Tied at 8, nearing 6 minutes to play here first quarter. Black cut off there, now circles around. Got cut off at the free throw line. Kaylin Jester. The scouting report on Black is you got to drive her off the three-point line. Jester getting position, got fouled by Heath. That'll be her first foul, I do believe. Team second. 20 on the clock. Inbounds to Barlow. One dribble up, just a little bit short. That's one you want to have. Looking down low, pass tipped, and here comes Rose on the turnover. Black's got to watch out from behind. Down low, Barlow gathers, scores. Engineers with their first lead at 10-8.
That 6 points for Barlow now.
Mm-hmm. Nice little pick and pop there. A little jumper was missed, but a good shot by Wilder. Here come the Engineers. Black with the rebound, gets it to Hine. Oh boy. Barlow, and there's a good defense there. I just thought the pass to Barlow. I'll be honest, Mike, I thought it was a second late. I would have loved to see
it. Was that hesitate. I saw it. Yes. It's easy for a couple of us old guys to say that.
Yep.
But the defense, I actually like that being right behind her. You see those, sometimes they cheat on one side, and a good player will just make you pay for that. But good solid defense on Barlow.
Jester on her move, traveled. As good to have her back in uniform, Kaylin Jester. 10-8 Engineers. Here comes Heath. Looking for cutters. Heath being guarded by Myra Randolph, who came in the game in the last dead ball. Also now coming in the game, Barlow goes out. Nosa Igihan in the game, so the Engineers now have gone 9 deep in their roster. Engineers a very deep team suddenly. A couple of years ago was not the case. Nosa, a strong move, going to get to the free throw line. As that foul will be on Callie Wilder.
A couple of things you can see different with the teams now is Rose is definitely making a point to at least get post touches, and Hanover was 5 out there. There was nobody in the paint at all. 2 different styles. I like that in the game.
Igihan, first free throw, it's a little short.
Do you recognize that official from some high school games?
I do. I don't know his name, but I do recognize him. Off the glass, it still counts. Igihan splits the pair. Engineers up by 3, 11-8. Long 3, a little bit off the mark, and the offensive board for Hanover. Ball's going to stay here off the tap. As referee saying, hey, somebody give me the ball.
Yeah,
He's not going to chase it.
I still like that. I like the tempo. Hanover's obviously trying to turn that up a little bit.
Yeah, great defense and a great job by Rowan Hine. She called that play out from the bench. She called that play. She said he's going to get it back. She's going to get it back, and great job by Hine to get her teammates in position, playing coach from the bench, helping out her teammates. She comes back in the game.
Yeah, well scouted, and if you still have to stop the play, but it sure helps a lot when you know what's coming.
Well, I remember going to Myrtle Beach this fall, watching the Sycamores play Old Dominion, and I've never seen a team be scouted better than ISU had Old Dominion scouted. It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Ball goes out of bounds off the Iggy miss, and the Panthers will have an opportunity to either draw within one or tie the game. There is no 4-point play, so they can't take the lead unless there's a foul. Wouldn't you like to see a 4-point area with the range that players have now? No? Okay, all right. I'll leave that alone, Mike.
I'm a little bit old school.
Black looking at Iggy Hahn. Iggy Hahn drop step, goes to work. A little strong with it. Going to go the other way.
Well, I
can't
like
quite find the mark. Go ahead.
Spun and went right.
Yeah.
I mean, I like when they face up like that.
I agree.
Makes
Don't
them,
wait.
Yep, you got more options, I think.
Yes.
Facing the basket.
I agree. Engineers matching up on the defensive end. Black guarding the ball. That was Maddie Sears. Sears in the corner, a little bit strong. Iggy Hahn with the big rebound. Here comes Hine on the push. Always with the head up. She'll pull it from there. If she hit that, that's the shot right there, Mike. The end of the game, I guarantee you, she would love to have that shot right there against Transylvania. Could have given the Engineers a lead in the last few seconds of the game. Instead, went to overtime. They couldn't quite pull the upset off as that shot goes down by Catherine Benter.
When Hine pushes the ball like that, it puts so much pressure on the defense that even the other players may become open, because you may have to help off your player to help her when she gets into the lane like that easy. Hanover, you don't want to let her get into the paint that easy.
Nope. Jester on the drive, going to get fouled. Next foul, and if there's one more foul in the next couple of minutes, there'll be free throws by the Engineers. Of Wilson and Burnham back in the game. Black, Iggy Hahn, take a seat. Wilson the drive, cut off, double teamed in the post. I like that. You're seeing a lot of double teaming in the post, and here comes the Hanover transition off the turnover. Spacing was good, just couldn't quite corral that pass. Burnham with the block shot off of her head, going the other way.
Great job by Rose-Hulman getting back on defense, stopping that run that they were trying to do, and then end it with a great defensive play.
That might be the second block for Burnham of the evening. We'll see. Might be discredited as her first. I thought she had one earlier. Jester on the drive. Getting to the free throw line. Now in the bonus, and that was a shooting foul. 5 team fouls for Hanover, just 1 for the Engineers of Rose-Hulman, as we'll be shooting free throws for the next 134. Nobody in foul trouble for Hanover. Everybody that has a foul only has 1. So you have 5 ladies with 1 foul. Engineers' only foul is Rose Burnham, so obviously no foul trouble there. But you want the players to be able to play and then not be saddled with foul trouble. Of course, they have to help out with that as well. Nice dig by Wilson. Here come the Engineers. Little teardrop in the paint, no good.
I still like the play there. Good aggressiveness.
Nice pull up by Grace Bezold. You see the freshman didn't crash into bodies. She pulled up from 10 feet, Mike.
That's a hard skill to learn, and to see somebody that young already have that down.
Jester, the right-handed drive, and the ball was tipped away. Nobody knew it. Randolph with it. 9 on the shot clock. Wilson, the hard drive. There we go. Nola Wilson, the senior from Tinley in Indianapolis.
Great layup there with a little contact.
17-14. 3-second difference in the shot clock and game clock. He's getting the instructions from Coach John Jones.
Almost like an out-of-bounds play. You have it set up, and they executed it.
Yes,
Nice
beautiful.
job.
Beautiful execution, Mike. Go ahead.
No, have that wing player, and then you go the back door because they're so worried about where the ball is up high, and nice pass inside there, and you have to foul her and make it there. But good execution there by Hanover at the end of the quarter.
Lots of substitutions here at this dead ball as we're going to get a couple of free throws here as both teams, I think, sent 3 fresh bodies in.
I was looking earlier to see where Barlow was, and then she got a nice little break.
Yeah, she did. First free throw up and good. And that was short. 7 on the shot on the game clock. Down to 4. Hine in the paint. Teardrop off the glass. No good. 17-15 to score after 1. High scoring affair. We'll be back after this.
Gen Z is a stall generation.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time while I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Wherever life takes you, whatever stage, anything that you need, no matter the season, getting there together. We are ready when you are. Crane cares.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
Well, so what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
You are watching HCAC women's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Very even when you look at this game here tonight. Hanover and Rose-Hulman. Rose-Hulman has a 2-point lead, Mike. Your impressions of this first quarter?
I was impressed. You can see definitely what both teams are wanting to do. Hanover's doing a good job of pushing it up. Rose-Hulman is also keeping the tempo high, but they're trying to get the post involved, and I'm excited to see any adjustments that they make at the quarter here to battle what the other team's doing.
Neither team has hit a 3-pointer as of yet. Hanover, number 3 in the league from 3-point percentage. 3-point shooting percentage. I thought I just jinxed that as we had a 3 dialed up right off the break. Heath, that young lady can stop on a dime, can't she?
Yeah, nice play there. That mid-range game, I love the mid-range.
Me too. Tied at 17. We've seen multiple ties here tonight. Jester, she breaks the tie. Would love to see her be more aggressive offensively. Kaylin Jester doesn't look for a shot all that often. I would love to see her do it more.
Those outside shots will open up that post play again.
Sure will. Inside pass, beautiful inside pass. Need a little more on-ball pressure to make it a little more difficult.
And after I say that Hanover's not really going through the post, and nice post move there.
Looking down to Barlow. Barlow has the size advantage. Couldn't quite get that one up on Wilder. Wilder stood her ground very nicely. And traveled there as Wilson once again. She gets her hands in there. She's very active off the ball.
Yeah, definitely. On that defensive down there on Marlowe earlier, there's some schools you want to let her go to the baseline, let the baseline be help you on defense or force them to the middle, but Hanover did a nice job there, forced her to miss it.
Little cross-screen action. Oh, Barlow, they had her for a moment. Jester, a little short on that one as the Hanover Panthers have a chance to take the lead. Corner three was passed up. Inside the circle, no good. And here comes, oh boy, I thought Rose was going to get that rebound. The ball was not corralled by a couple of engineers. The tie-up sends us the other way, but you want to be able to go the other way without losing that arrow.
Just a tad more hustle there by Hanover to got that ball. Hanover didn't ride that bus ride up here to go home with a loss. They're definitely hustling.
Nope, they sure are. Hine to Black. When you have Black and Wilson in there at the same time, it's a late call, but I thought the right call. You have Wilson and Black, the two young ladies that can shoot it from distance, to go along with Hine and Baum. So you have four perimeter, very capable perimeter shooters at the same time out there for the Engineers with this lineup. Not to say that they don't want to go in the paint, because that's where they want to initiate.
I was going to say, with Barlow out there, but then we saw her step out and hit a perimeter shot earlier.
That's right.
So.
That's right. JB's got 8. Barlow with 8 points on 3 of 5 shooting. Leading all scorers along with Taylor Heath. Corner shot, no good. Wilson rebound. Here comes Hine. Baum. Smooth.
Great transition by the Engineers.
Baum's got 4. 4-point lead for the Engineers. Shot rattles in and out. Hine went down with the rebound. She'll start the transition. Always looking ahead. Behind the back to Black. Ooh, I thought she was going to let it fly. Wilson will. Just a little bit short. Starts the break for Hanover. 2-on-1 if they have it. A charge.
Nice.
Great step in by Hine.
I thought they let her get too far into the paint, but they drew the charge, so nice play by the Engineers.
7:03 to go. Second foul by Owen Taylor Heath. That hurts if you're Coach Jones. Second foul. Also, Tynan has 2 fouls for Hanover.
When we get a chance, Walt, I'd like to talk what we spoke with during the commercial break on the officials getting together.
Barlow just a little bit short. We saw that between the break, Mike. You talk about the officials getting together. Go ahead.
Yeah, just when you see them get together, and they weren't just, it looked like they were having a conversation about the game, and is what you said, the flow of it, and maybe talking about there's certain things they need to do anyways, but things that they really want to watch, or it's just good to see that communication to keep the game nice and clean. And
there really are 3 teams on the court. You got Hanover, you got Rose-Hulman, you have the Engineers. I'm sorry. Gosh, I blew that one. You have the referees. Oh, man, Mike, I blew that. The good thing Hine didn't blow the little jumper there, as that one's missed from the corner. But the referees are the 3rd team on the floor, and they have to work together, as you said. So communication is paramount.
Right, and we're promoting them in a positive way now, but and they always want to not be mentioned. They don't want to be a factor.
And travel there on Barlow, she was trying to make her move, and we just saw that during the break. And I'll be honest, you don't see that all the time, but it was very encouraging to see. do feel they're doing a great job here tonight, but I just, it kind of struck me. I'm like, wow, we don't really
you'll
see
see him kind of maybe just, sometimes you even see them stay apart during the timeout in between there at each end of the court, but it was nice to see them come together and have a discussion.
And it wasn't just chit chat, they were discussing something. So turnover, and turn right back over as Wilson tried to give it to Jester and just couldn't quite corral that one as the Engineers hold a 6-point lead, 25-19. 5:32 to go here in the first half.
Been a pretty evenly played game so far. Each team has a different way they've been going about it, but they've both been executing it.
These teams played earlier this season, and the Engineers, as they've got a...
Just watching Hine ran around the corner there, and she's being talked to. I hope there's not an injury situation over at the end of the bleachers when she came off and ran over there. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Maybe it's a contact. It might be a contact situation. Looks like she'll be back in soon. Baum in the paint. She spins around. And boy, the Engineers look gone a little cold here. They're still shooting 45%. But, Mike, it doesn't feel like it. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit of a drought right now.
Yeah. Great shot from the corner there by Jada Miller, freshman from Rushville, Indiana. Her first bucket of the game. Brings the Panthers within 4. Randolph at the top of the key. Left side, right into her strong side. This shot was a little strong.
Good shots that Rose-Hulman's taking. Like you said, they're just not falling right now.
Corner 3, other side is good. First 3 of the game by either team. And Hanover has a 1-point deficit. Baum pulls up from 17. It's good.
They needed that kind of rate. Also, Hines back on the bench now. Whatever. Hopefully, it was just a contact situation.
I don't know that she wears contacts, but it kind of looked like that's what was going on. Over there with Kristen Kaufman. Oh, a three-pointer, back-to-back threes in that corner. Ties us at 27.
It wasn't bad defense there. It's just a great shot.
Mm-hmm. Baum says, anything you can do, I will try. She can't hit that, but just didn't on that occasion. 3:39 to go, tied at 27, back after this.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people
in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
At H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they make sure your return gets done right. It's not just numbers, boxes, and forms. It's personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. With an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
This is Sue Goshen from your locally owned H&R Block in Brazil. Walk in, make an appointment, or drop off your documents, and we'll tackle your taxes while you're away.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Back-to-back threes knocked down by Catherine Bencher from Hanover as we have a tie at 27. We talked about nobody being able to hit from distance, and Bencher changed that in a hurry.
I always like to, as I mentioned earlier, I like to see what a team, how they come out from a dead ball, how they execute. They had plenty of time to draw something up.
Bencher pulls up off the glass, no good. Rebound Barlow. Baum controls it now. Lead ahead pass to Chester. Black from 3. Money. Ashley Black. First 3 for the Engineers. Engineers now a 3-point lead with 3 minutes to go.
Nice cross-court pass there to her to help set that up.
Barlow staying big. Jester swatting down First foul of the quarter for the Engineers. Kaylin Jesser will send Hanover to the free throw line. That'll be Wilder, I do believe, at the free throw line.
I think Barlow had good defense there. Jester might have been able to, she would have had a tough shot to make over Barlow.
Barlow was outstretched. And wasn't going to pick up a foul. And I think Jester wanted to try to get the steal. When you swipe down that hard, a lot of times you're going to get that call.
Exactly. But the official on the far side, it looks like you're chopping a tree down.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Down to a 1-point game, 30-29. Engineers trying to execute in the last 3 minutes of the game. Black, another three-pointer, a little bit off the mark. Here comes Hanover. Great rebound by Barlow, very strong. Remember, folks, Burnham on the bench with 2 fouls. Here comes Baum. Cross court to Black. Hanover is scrambling just a little bit there. Jamie Baum, a three-pointer, if she can knock that down. Freshman from Los Altos, California. Baum's got 9 points on the contest. Another corner three from Hanover.
It's
what do they call that,
a little warmer in here, isn't it? They're heating up on the shots.
Hine gets cut off in the paint. Cutting was Baum. 3 seconds in the paint, is that what we call?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe Jester was in there a little bit too long.
I think that might be the first one that I've seen called all season. I'm not saying it wasn't a call. I don't, as far as all the Engineers games that we have done here at the Indiana Sports Network, I don't know that I have seen a 3-second call at this point.
I thought earlier that people were in there a little bit, but it's one of those things where the officials are, do you really want to, at 3.5 seconds, do you call it? Do you call it at 4?
It's kind of like for football, the play clock, is it 0, or is it like a -1?
Right.
The referee has to see the 0 and the ball not snap before they blow the whistle type of thing.
Yeah,
so
I
is it
think
3
that's
seconds
one of the
or is it 3
calls to do? Somebody's responsible for watching that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another reach-in foul there by Rose-Hulman that just too obvious not to call.
3-pointer from Hanover, just hits the front iron, and boy, I'm telling you, they're getting some good looks, Mike. 2 from 8 from distance is Hanover.
Yeah, both teams shooting good shots.
Mm-hmm. Double team the paint once again. Barlow crashed through, and body's on the floor. Couldn't make the shot. Pass probably would have been in order. Under a minute. A lot of contact. There's your foul. I thought the foul was going to be called at some point. Grace Beazold, she got hacked. Still just a 13 foul, so no problem there, really.
I've been impressed also with Barlow's rebounding and how when she rebounds it, she keeps it high. A lot of times you get a rebound and they end up getting it hacked away, but she does a good job of keeping it high.
Beazold, a great job to create separation, but Baum comes down with the rebound. Coach Prevost yelling one shot. He wants his team to slow down, execute. Still 10 on the shot clock. 3 seconds difference between shot and game. Baum underneath the basket. Crafty with 5 seconds. Here comes Hanover with 3. Half court heave. Hill still had time for another step or two. Nonetheless, not off the mark, and that goes the end of the half. 35-31 your score at halftime. Rose-Hulman has a 4-point lead. We'll step aside with this commercial break, come back with our halftime show, stats and analysis, and a complete breakdown by Mike Gann. We'll be right back after this on the Indiana Sports Network.
Here at Mossy Oak Properties, Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we know dirt. Last year, this piece of property produced 50 acres of beans. It's a little low on nitrogen, and the pH is 6.8.
Oh, and they also had cattle on here.
When it comes to knowing your ground, isn't it important to have a realtor who does as well?
And that's no bull.
For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com. We are your Indiana land specialist.
Hey, this is Todd Hine with LaborLink. The federal unemployment benefits have ended. However, there has never been a better job market in history. This puts you in an incredible position. Go to golaborlink.com and apply now. We have many jobs available, but they will fill up fast due to demand. Hey, take advantage of the job market and start work right away with LaborLink.
You are watching HCAC women's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
35-31 here at the halftime break as Mike, the Engineers and the Panthers have played a pretty good half of basketball. Rose has a couple more baskets and finds themselves with a 4-point lead.
Yeah, I was Rose-Hulman started a little bit slow there, but then came back and I would say, led most of the first half, but it was never anything significant. And Hanover did come back and tie it a couple times, but looking forward to the second half.
When you look at the kind of ebbs and flows, you mentioned the Engineers starting slow. Coach Prevost takes a timeout in the first, 90 to 100 seconds of the game. And we saw immediate dividends with a couple of baskets after that.
Yeah, and both teams, it appears to me, are doing what they want. It's just going to come down to those made shots. Early on, Rose-Hulman was having success going into the paint. Barlow had 6 of the first 10 points, I believe, of the game, and then I think she's only scored 1 basket since. But and then we saw that Hanover really trying to push it up and getting some dividends and getting it into the paint on the transition. So I would think I would see both teams doing that in the second half also.
Hanover, you mentioned their pace as they definitely a concerted effort to get the ball up the floor early. This Rose-Hulman defense is so stout. You don't want to play against their set defense, if you don't have to. You want to get up in transition. But Hanover really pushed the pace more. Rose-Hulman did as well, but Hanover really, you can see a concerted effort to get up the floor and maybe get some early looks.
Yeah, you can tell both teams have scouted really well each other. But as you mentioned about the defense, when you Barlow playing some great post defense, so that I don't think anybody's in foul trouble, right, for either
Not
team.
Really, no.
Playing some good post defense, and I saw Hanover after that first quarter break actually started getting a post in there and trying to run through that. But I think it's going to come down to Hanover's three-point shooting in the second half, because that's what they really seem to be leaning on, and it helped them come back there in the second quarter.
A couple big threes by Bezold, I believe it was, and you mentioned, Benter, and we find ourselves the 4-point lead for Rose-Hulman, 35-31. We'll take a break here on our halftime show, come back with more stats and analysis. You're watching Rose-Hulman basketball on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
The city of Brazil was founded in 1866. By 1876, there were 2 schools, 7 dry goods stores, 2 hardware stores, 4 churches, and 5 drugstores. One of those drugstores is still there today, Lynn's Pharmacy. Lynn's Pharmacy has grown from a small neighborhood drugstore to a modern pharmacy, offering prescriptions and medical equipment with old-fashioned values and unparalleled service. You can even step back in time and visit Lynn's Soda Parlor
here at Lynn's Pharmacy, downtown Brazil.
for the things you treasure and the people you love. Brian Sponsler and Ben Rice for Auto, Home, and Life. This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Hanover leads a series advantage, 32-15. Rose-Hulman's won 6 of the last 10 meetings between these two clubs, including one meeting, I believe it was last month, where Rose-Hulman won 74-53. Here in this one, Mike, you mentioned that before we went to break, Hanover's three-point shooting. Hanover, by percentage, third best three-point shooting team in the conference. And so you mentioned that three-point shooting happened to get it back into the game.
Yeah, it's going to be key, and it can, if you rely on it too much, and the rebounding off of a miss is so hard for you to get back, the percentages and stuff. But if they continue to shoot like that, it's going to keep them in the game. And I had a quick question for you. Being this my first time seeing Rose-Hulman this year, can you tell that a letdown or anything after that game from Transylvania, or maybe that was an emotional game? One
I was trying
to. Probably should have won.
I was trying not to say that, but I felt that
at the beginning, maybe that sluggish start.
Yeah, the start that kind of crept in my mind. I was like, boy, is this a letdown? Are they maybe a little lack of focus? I mean, because when you look at playing the number 3, and this is no slight on Hanover by any stretch of the imagination, they've been a perennial power here in this conference for years. So, but when you're playing the number 3 team in the nation, and you have them on the road, you're up 8 points in the fourth quarter. You have a chance to put them away. You have a tie game, last 10 seconds. You have the ball,
right? And
then you can't quite make it happen. You go to overtime. They just hit a couple big shots from the 3-point line, and they find a way to get away. The great teams find a way to get away.
Right.
But for Rose-Hulman, I think that was a gut punch, not getting that win. Now, how translating to this game, I do think they came out a little sluggish. Was it because of that? I mean, of course they would say no, but that was my first thought, Michael. But man, ooh, boy, that Transylvania loss is it kind of lingering with them a little bit, because they did not look sharp early at all.
Right, and players, you as a coach, you can try to get them to stop thinking that way, but you have to think in the last few days they're thinking, man, this part right here, if this would have went down, and you do move on, and they have moved on now. But you just wonder, it's a little bit maybe in the back there. It was a little factor at the beginning.
They're only human, right? They're only human. It's hard not to be when you have a tough loss.
I mean,
it's going to take
like
back
you
your
with
mind.
your golf game, right?
Oh my gosh, boy! I tell you,
need to have a short memory.
Very short, but very short.
No, but both teams, Hanover's like, I know you guys just played a good team and a good game, but we don't care. We need this win too.
Yep.
And we're going to come to your place and take it.
And credit to Hanover for coming in and playing 2 good quarters of basketball. Looking for them. I know Coach Jones wants 2 more. He wants 2 better quarters than what he got thus far. But I mean, Hanover's right there in the game, only shooting 2 of 8 from 3. And this is a team that wants to. Not that they're going to score 50% of their points from beyond the arc, but they're accustomed to
get that up into the upper 30s. Then that's going to create an issue.
It is, and so Rose-Hulman can shoot the 3 also. They want to get the ball into the paint and kind of pound you from there, and then work, inside out. But both teams very capable, and it's going to be an interesting second half with, we mentioned, some adjustments. From both of these teams, but so this, we've been treated by 2 good quarters, but I think the next 2 will be better.
I enjoyed both teams in their transitions, how they get the ball up the side. You hear some people who maybe not know so much about coaching about why they think it's quicker to pass it up the middle, but that's where everybody is.
That's right.
So you get those sidelines. You even see that in high school. You get those sidelines transition, and Hanover's 2 passes, you're attacking the paint. That's pretty effective at whatever level you're playing.
We saw that with Coach Jim Jones for how many years at Gerald North, right at the sideline. Pick your year, pick your team. That break is coming up the sideline.
It's called Ben Davis. That's the sideline break, Ben Davis.
Okay. I didn't know what it was called, right? But I knew.
If you hear Ben Davis,
I kept seeing it all the time.
When the other team's shooting a free throw, when you hear Ben Davis called, they're just saying, let's do a sideline break.
We're a few minutes before the start of the third quarter, and I like the fact that we can say third quarter and actually mean it around here, because women's basketball plays it the way I think it should be played with 4 quarters. Of course, nobody asked me what I think. We'll step aside for one more break here on our halftime show. Come back with the second half. You're watching Rose-Hulman basketball on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
I ran out of my pain meds too quickly.
I took more and more to get through my day.
I did anything to get them.
I needed help. I needed hope. I found them both.
Professional, safe, no wait times, quality treatment. Regain something lost. Call or go to winrecovery.org.
Here at Mossy Oak Properties, Indiana Land and Lifestyle, we know dirt. Last year, this piece of property produced 50 acres of beans. It's a little low on nitrogen, and the pH is 6.8.
Oh, and they also had cattle on here.
When it comes to knowing your ground, isn't it important to have a realtor who does as well?
And that's no bull.
For all your Indiana land needs, check us out at indianalandandlifestyle.com. We are your Indiana land specialist.
If I crave something, I have to have it.
So what are you craving? Like, what do you crave?
Attention, apparently. Look at him all sitting in the middle.
I know, right? It is really awkward. You just chose to sit there.
Sonic Crave Cheeseburger.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Well, the Hanover Panthers and Rose-Hulman women are playing here at the Holbert Arena, not too far away, but here in the state of Indiana, a few hours away. The Rose-Hulman men are at Hanover in a mammoth game tonight. Rose-Hulman is sitting third in the conference. Hanover at number 1 with a 9-1 record in conference. Rose-Hulman 6-3. So if Rose has any aspirations of getting back up to the top spot, they've got to knock off Hanover tonight. We'll try to get you some scoring updates as tonight progresses. But looking at other games in the conference, and I'll just give you the rundown. And men are playing and the women playing at the opposite location. So we'll just say it one time and be done with it tonight. With the caveat of this, Manchester and Transylvania's women have already played. Transylvania won that game 64-36. That was at Transylvania. So we know the men of Transylvania are playing at Manchester. Mount St. Joe's and Defiance squaring off tonight. Earlham and Franklin squaring off, and Anderson and Bluffton are doing battle, men and women at their various locations. And we do have one scoring update so far. At the halftime break at Anderson, the men are ahead at 27-19, a low-scoring affair there in the first half. At Anderson, the men, the second-place men, the Anderson Ravens are in the men's standing. So a lot of pivotal games tonight. When you look around the conference, well, like I said, try to get you some scores. We will get you scores from Rose-Hulman men. We actually will have that here pretty soon as we get ready for the third quarter. We want to thank our sponsor for tonight's game, Crane Credit Union, Goshen H&R Block, Hamilton Center, Indiana Army National Guard, Labor Link, Lynn's Pharmacy, Mossy Oak Properties, Sonic Drive-In, Sponsor Insurance, Union Health, and York Automotive. York has locations in Brazil, Greencastle, Crawfordsville, and Plainfield. They are ready to serve you. Mike, what is Coach John Prevost saying to his team here as we get ready for the third quarter?
Got to get back on defense and stop that early penetration by Hanover, because when she gets it in, if it's not an easy shot there, then you can kick it out for those three that Hanover really is trying to do. So I'd say continue to play solid defense, rebound it, and get it in the hands of Rowan Hine and let her push the ball the other way.
2 quarters down, 2 quarters to go, as this is a big game, really, for both of these teams who have playoff aspirations. The top 6 teams will play in the conference tournament at the end of the season, so you got to be in the top 6 to move on to postseason play. Hanover has the ball as we start quarter number 3. And that leads to a turnover right off the bat. Rose-Hulman trying to get out in transition. Hine, 10-footer. Barlow, Her shot is blocked. It's going the other way.
If I'm Hanover, that's exactly what you don't want to see is Hine getting right in underneath the free throw line there. A 14-foot jumper.
Could have been an offensive foul. Could have been a defensive foul. It was a no call. And that was a missed shot by Heath. Oh boy, it's a telegraph pass, and Heath read it all the way. The freshman stutter steps, looks, goes over Jester. That was tipped out of bounds. We do have a scoring update at Hanover, early second half. And the low-scoring affairs must be going around the conference. 29-19, Hanover on top of Rose-Hulman. 2 minutes gone by the wayside in the second half. So that is a first half score with 7 minutes to go for those teams.
10-point deficit when you've only scored 19 is pretty big.
That is. Big shot by Hanover here and Kaylin Jester leads right back, and the lead goes back up to 4.
Hey, if you're not going to guard me, I'm going to shoot it.
Yeah.
She kind of hesitated, wanted to pass it, but nice job of hitting the jumper.
Heath will reset. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Travel off the handoff, I thought. Three-pointer, no good. Wilson with the rebound. Rose-Hulman, if they want it, they have numbers. Here comes Baum. Jester in the corner, looking for a cutter. Oh, boy, had Barlow. Hine, top of the key, is short. Oh. Okay.
What you said earlier, Walt, on the we said it could have been maybe an offensive foul or a defensive foul, and that's what we go back to those officials where it really didn't affect anything, so I think it was a good no call.
Yeah. Hine across the paint, just couldn't get it to go. Gets her own rebound, though. Waiting for a teammate. Jester across the paint to Barlow. Boy, the Engineers are just stone cold right now as their shot percentage, the field goal percentage was at 46-47 early stages of the second quarter. It's all the way down to 38%. So they are just
looks a lot like the beginning of the game where they had good shots, but they just weren't falling. So Rose-Hulman, hopefully it continues like it did before, and they heat up without a timeout being called.
That's right. Hanover, a little 4-cross offense, and here they come. Elbow jumper, no good. They've gone a little cold, but a great offensive rebound. And it's going to lead to 2 free throws. Coach Jones got to be happy about that right there. As Grace Beazle, the 5'10 freshman from Covington, Kentucky, is going to get to the free throw line.
Yeah, on her missed shot, there was nobody around her to block out at all, and she got her own. So Rose-Hulman is not happy about that at all, but good hustle by Beazle.
Beazle knocks down the first free throw for the season. She shoots 64% from the free throw line. Leads the team in rebounding and scoring. Second in the team. No, I'm not going to say that. That's not true. Leads the team in blocks as well.
Well, only speaks truth.
If it's not, I don't want to say it. 2-point lead now 4. It's a big bucket. The Engineers trying to keep that lead around 2 possessions, more if they can get it, but they'll take at least a 2-possession game.
That was a great cross screen that they went over to bring Barlow as she came flash to the ball. Nice job of finishing.
Corner 3, no hands up. Burnham with rebound. Here come the Engineers. Wilson. Good job on Barlow, not letting her get established. She gets it anyway. Strong to the rim. Going to get 2 free throws. Jordan Barlow And she is one that you necessarily don't want to foul. She is about 6th in the conference in free throw percentage. She shoots on the season right around 72%. Excuse me, I'm sorry, right around 79%. I'm sorry.
Like seeing her catch it up high there and turn and take it with her left to the rim.
Mm-hmm. Knocks down a pair, as you knew she would.
I was hoping you didn't jinx her there.
Hey,
man.
man.
Talking about her free throw.
There's some people I don't worry about jinxing. She's one of them. The other, Max Chaplin for the men. I don't worry about jinxing these two. Good drop step, better defense by Barlow. Here come the Engineers. Lead ahead pass to Hine. Left-handed layup is short. She cannot find the mark tonight, as she had an opportunity. Bezold can't find the mark. Back and forth we go. Ball on the ground, another turnover. Turnover number 8 for the Engineers. Hanover has 8 also. Baum, good defense. Little frenetic is the action right now. Engineers still have a 6-point lead though.
First time in a few plays we've seen somebody actually run some offense.
Yeah. Here's good offense. Left hand and shot off the glass is good. Barlow, she's got 12. And right back at you. Heath leads to a timeout. We'll be right back. Engineers still ahead.
Home. It can be the family farm, a small town, or a busy city. But wherever you call home, we are where you are. Ready to serve you and your family with compassionate health care of the highest quality. Serving the Wabash Valley since 1892. Union Health. Healthier together.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
You are watching HCAC women's basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, the Engineers have, it feels like they've broken out to a 6-point advantage with the ball. The game has been played within 4 points. It's about the whole game, Mike.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest lead that we've had, but just a quick point I wanted to make after that last play was that defense against Barlow. When you're talking about a post, it needs to be before they get the ball. So you try to stop them from getting position, and Barlow's doing a great job of getting that post position. She's sinking in there again right now.
Yeah. Myra Randolph in the game. Good doubles late in the shot clock. Randolph put it up. She does. Ball short. Deep in the shot clock. She had to put that up. And we have a media timeout at 5-minute mark, 43-37. Engineers up 6.
Wherever life takes you, whatever stage, anything that you need, no matter the season, getting there together. We are ready when you are. Crane cares.
The Big Finish sales event is on now at York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Choose from over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles today. This month only, lock in 0% financing and no payment for 90 days. New Jeep Cherokee as low as $229 per month. New Ram 1500, $359 per month. Or sell us your vehicle for top dollar. Unwrap the savings at YorkCDJRBrazil.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number one, you are.
We're not number one.
You are.
You're number one at York.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
5 minutes showing the clock in the third quarter. Both teams playing decent basketball. Rose-Hulman has a 6-point lead as we come out of this break, and the Panthers have the ball.
As in the first quarter, Barlow's really sparked them to start the second half here.
Heath, you got to get a hand up. That young lady is tough, man. She's got 13 on the night. That's her first 3.
I like how she held the wrist there afterwards, too. She knew it was going in.
Nice movement by the Engineers this possession. Close to a turnover, and it is. We're going to get. We're getting jump balls. It's going to stay here. That boy, it's unfortunate for Hanover there, as they had the possession and they couldn't find somewhere to scoop the ball to. But it's close to a travel. Also,
I was also thinking about timeout, but you just came out of one.
I was trying to see what the referee said. You're going to reset the shot clock to 30 seconds. That's what he said. Okay. So there was possession, evidently. Rose will have the ball with the brand new shot clock. Out of bounds situations. Let's see what they get off of Barlow's knee. The ball was stripped off of her, hit her knee, and
well, I had told you about that post defense, and on that last time they were fronting Barlow to not let her have that open pass. That might be a little adjustment that Hanover's made, force her to come around. Post players don't typically like a little traffic inside there. They'd like a clean area.
Yeah. Rowan Hine comes back in the game as Jamie Baum takes a seat. Randolph trying to provide good defense on Heath. Hine, good defense there. Randolph digs down and commits the foul. It was a kind of a high-risk, low-reward maneuver as she
was spinning towards her. And she reached in there, but the official was right there too. And
the ball was so low. Hard to get that strip when his ball was that low. Trying to go baseline on Barlow, nothing doing. Here comes Sears. Now back to Heath with 8 on the shot clock, looking for a screen. Off of her foot, Black has it. Here come the Engineers. Fortunate that ball went off the leg of Grace Bezold. Because there was some miscommunication between Ashley Black and I believe it was Rose Burnham.
I noticed there too as they were coming down that Catherine Bentner for Hanover was trying to keep Rowan from getting the ball, even getting her hands on it. So another maybe adjustment that we're seeing by Hanover.
Rowan over there in that right corner, 15 on the shot clock. Here comes Black, attacking, off glass and good.
Rowan in the corner there really helped. There was no help defense to help.
It's a great pump fake, Mike. Couldn't finish the play, but it's a great pump fake to give an opportunity, and Rowan Hine gets fouled and crashed to the floor.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it worked because Rose-Hulman's been solid on that post defense and not going for that, but it was a nice play.
So hard to stay down, as that's the 4th team foul on Tynan. Liz Tynan, the senior from Columbus, Indiana, plays in Conference Indiana, or did play in Conference Indiana, went to Columbus North, picked up her 4th foul, so we're going to have a conversation here. And while we're talking about that, I want to remind you that this Saturday night, almost said Friday, this Saturday night will be at Park Heritage High School as Lafayette Jeff will be in town. Lafayette Jeff at Park Heritage this upcoming Saturday night.
Wow.
Be there or be square. 7:30 tip-off, 7:15 pregame show.
The Broncos of Lafayette Jeff.
Yeah, man.
They are also traveling to Terre Haute North.
They are in the season. Burnham couldn't pick up that bucket. Still a 5-point advantage for the Engineers. Here comes Hanover underneath the basket. Good opportunity. Wilder the assist is a great look down low.
Great play by Hanover. Rose-Hulman had the chance to go up by 7, and now it's down to a 3-point game.
Randolph from the top of the key, no good. Foul on Burnham, that's number 3. Rose Burnham has not scored, but she does have 3 fouls. Playing hard, just having trouble, staying away from the fouls tonight.
Yeah, those fouls are going to become an issue as we get into the fourth quarter here shortly.
Randolph does not want to cheat off her. Oh, you can't go under that screen. You can't go under that screen.
No, not a shooter. It's always over the top. Maybe jump out and hedge, make her go farther out, but you don't go under.
And a travel by Burnham. Not comfortable here on the floor right now is Rose Burnham. She'll be all right, though.
I feel a little momentum shift here. Do you, Walt, towards Hanover?
Yes. 45-44. Shade under 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Hanover can take a lead here with a bucket here on this possession. Been a while since they've had the lead. Dangerous, going under that screen again. Good hustle by Baum to get on the floor. Black to get on the floor, but it stays here.
I was going to say the same thing. I couldn't believe they went under the screen again right there, because she could have pulled up for a shot from the top.
Sure could. Good, strong take, but a good block by Jamie Baum.
She was going to have a tough shot on her own. Good job staying on the floor in the defense and getting that block.
Benter with a strong take. He's the corner. Air ball, and it goes off for Rose-Hulman. Boy, you'd love to come up with that defensive rebound there. Now you're going to give them a third opportunity to score. You had a block and then a miss. Now here comes opportunity again. Opportunity number 3, baseline right. Shot clock at 2, short. Here comes Burnham with the rebound. Engineers with the push. Barlow, the double. There was no cutter. Black at the top of the key. That would have been big, Mike.
Yes.
Would have loved to see a cutter when Barlow gets double teamed in the post, Mike.
You got to make them pay for that.
And make them pay is what Hanover does. Another big 3 gives them a 47-45 lead. Was that Jada Miller, I believe?
Yeah, I think that's what my eyes see.
Hine looking to make a move. 17-footers, no good. Barlow underneath. She'll get 2 free. Nope, she won't get 2 free throws. It'll be a baseline out of bounds.
Hanover's on a 5-0 run here because it was 47-42. They had a chance to go up by 7. Now they're down by 2.
Engineers in a tight one here tonight. Black from 3. No good. Hanover can take a 2-possession lead into the fourth quarter break.
Great facility here, Walt, but the temperature's a little colder on one end of the court there.
Yes, it is. About a 1.5 difference. Game clock and shot clock. Heath guarded by Baum. No screen. Heath gets to a right hand. Off the glass and in. What a take by Heath. 3 seconds. Baum pulls up from 40 at the buzzer. No good. 49-45. Hanover with a flurry at the end of the third quarter to take a 4-point lead. Back for the fourth after this.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021,
Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
At H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they make sure your return gets done right. It's not just numbers, boxes, and forms. It's personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. With an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
This is Sue Goshen from your locally owned H&R Block in Brazil. Walk in, make an appointment, or drop off your documents, and we'll tackle your taxes while you're away.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
Hanover outscored Rose 18-10, Mike, in that third quarter. They have a 4-point lead as we begin the fourth.
Yeah. Rose-Hulman went very cold shooting that time. A lot of those were good shots. Hanover making a lot of smart plays and getting some key rebounds have really put them in this position here, leading going into the final quarter.
Rose-Hulman 4 of 16 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3 in that third quarter. They just could not buy a bucket. Hanover executing, accepting it well. Hine trying to steal from Heath and got the foul. Rowan Hine picks up foul number 1, I do believe.
I was going to say, I didn't think I'd seen her foul this game so far.
All the way to the basket. Now, where's the no-help defense? That'll infuriate Coach Prevo.
Somebody else has got to stop in and try to help stop that penetration.
Ashley Black penetrates. The bucket is good?
Yes.
All right, the bucket is good. A 3-point play opportunity for
That's
Ashley
the way that
Black.
Rose-Hulman needs to answer to this.
Black was able to complete the 3-point play. The sophomore from Westfield. (51-48), Hanover with the lead. Underneath, great action as to the free throw line will be Callie Wilder.
I like that offensive set that Hanover's got there where everybody's on the free throw line, even out extended, and that leaves the whole lane open for those kind of cuts, and there's no help defense down there if you get down there.
First free throws rattled through there. And Wilder makes a pair, gives them a 4-point lead, 5-point lead, excuse me. Rose-Hulman looking for a spark right now. Jester to Burnham down low at the bottom of the rim, gets her own, she goes back up, tipped.
Nice pass inside there, but you've got to finish that here.
Yeah. Burnham just has to stay with it. So do the rest of her teammates. Sometimes you find yourself in these situations, but you got to dig deep. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Jester drives. Oh, a little more force and you get free throws.
And she just lost control of that, but good defense also.
Good screen that leaves room, and underneath the basket. Grace Beazel, the screen led to the bucket. 7-point advantage for Hanover.
Penetration really opened that up for them.
Ooh, little overzealous was Heath right there. She's going to pick up foul number 3. Barlow in, Burnham out. Engineers need a bucket right here, down 7, nearing the 8-minute mark. 2 feet in the paint. Barlow, no.
See how deep she was on that initial pass? You got to finish that when you're down that deep.
Heath get a shoulder by the defender, couldn't get it to go. Great offensive rebound by Beazold, and she couldn't get it. Engineers dodged a bullet there. Bomb. Ooh, wild one off the glass. A great job by Beazold. She's got to be nearing double-digit rebounds. Heath once again just around and out. But she gets the ball back. A ball of activity. Another offensive rebound leads to a bucket. I'm surprised we don't get a timeout.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he said play through it. Now here comes the timeout. 7:09 to go. Engineers down 9. 30-second timeout by Rose-Hulman.
Home. It can be the family farm, a small town, or a busy city. But wherever you call home, we are where you are. The healthcare professionals of Union Health since 1892, providing compassionate healthcare of the highest quality to generations of Wabash Valley families. Union Health, healthier together.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
You are watching HCAC Women's Basketball at Rose-Hulman on the Indiana Sports Network.
Well, whether it's here or if it's at Hanover, the Panthers have the lead. Over at Hanover, the men of Rose-Hulman are trailing 46-34. They're down by 12 with 6 minutes to go. Here at the Holman Arena, the Engineers are down 9 with 7 minutes to go. Both teams will need a furious comeback, and it starts right here. Barlow, double team, Jester on the drive. Not strong enough, just didn't close strong enough. Have a little bit of an angle, but not going up with enough force, Mike.
Yeah, just not finishing there at the end. Nice job. Everything all the way up until the point of the rim.
Yeah.
Would you think the word rebound was mentioned in the Rose-Hulman huddle there at the timeout?
It might have been. Several offensive rebounds here in the last couple of minutes. Beazold thought about a 3. Got the switch. Go in the corner. Oh, my. That would have been a devastating shot. Here comes Hine. Got to finish this one. Crossover, left hand, good.
Exactly what they needed right there.
Hine got out in transition. I look for her to take over here in the waning minutes of this game if Rose-Hulman is to get this victory. Hine got picked off. Beazold, jab step, gets around her defender. To the lane. Too easy.
Nice job on the penetration there, and nobody slipped over to help at least cut her off.
Hanover feeling good here tonight, up 9, almost halfway through the final frame. Engineers in the paint. Barlow with 16.
Not trying to be dramatic, but we got to start getting some stops.
There's one. Here comes Ashley Black. Does not have numbers. What'll she do? She waits. Picked up her dribble. Barlow, go. Got fouled. That's team foul number 3 on Hanover. If you want to get back in the game, Mike, like you said, the defensive end is where it's at.
It's got to be. Now that we're down to 5 minutes left, you score, stop, score.
Hine inbounds. Bomb. Jester. Off the front rim. Hine couldn't get in there for the offensive board. Great check out by Hanover. These are two really good rebounding teams. Good screen by Hanover. Oh boy, ball fell on the deck. Free throw line jumper, no good. Engineers down 7 with the ball. Got to score on this possession. Black looking, step back, no. Coach Prevost sits down and discuss as he's just going to have to be patient in this one. Looking at his bench, giving some instruction
that he was looking for.
No, I don't think it was either. Benter. Underneath and one almost, but Beazold will get to the free throw line for 2. You're seeing some bewildered looks on the Engineers' faces as they just cannot dent this Hanover lead.
Hanover's doing a just nice job of matching anything positive that Rose-Hulman's doing here late in the game.
All 5 Engineers with hands on hips, Mike. All 5. Nolan Wilson coming in for as a sub just after the dead ball, after the free throw. Maybe some weary legs, possibly, Mike.
Could be. You had some players that came back that weren't playing last game, and it's been an up-tempo game.
You never know. It could be frustration or it could be tiredness. Also known as fatigue. Bomb. Chester. Spins. Now Bomb. Take over. Boy, you just can't make a buck. Just cannot find one. Nobody can find one. That shooting percentage dips down to 36%. And then on the other end, to give a layup. Oh, boy. Oh, that's a tough one right there. 10-point lead for Hanover.
Baum was down after that shot attempt. Hanover had numbers and went down and got a layup.
Short on the 3, but then a foul on the rebound gives the ball back to Rose-Hulman. Coach Jones is beside himself.
Yeah, I think I heard him yell, "What?"
Yeah, I did too. Nolan Wilson drives the paint, gets to the free throw line. Another foul. I want to take a moment and say hello to Miss Annette Robinson. Coach Robinson's mother always watches us here on the Indiana Sports Network. Want to say hello to her. Rooting on her Engineers back from North Carolina.
Don't want to come away empty-handed when you get a chance for points with no time coming off the clock.
Wilson makes 1 out of 2. Got to keep them scoreless the rest of the game, Mike. I don't know how you do that, but you want to win this game, that's what's going to have to happen.
Yeah,
Wilson.
9 points in under 3 minutes is going to be difficult.
Heath calling for the screen. She gets it, 17-footer, in and out. Jester the rebound. Here comes Rowan Hine. Down the paint, off the glass, and good. 55-62. This is the closest the Engineers have been in about 5 minutes. And there goes that dagger. Corner 3 puts it back up to a 10-point lead. Boy, these Hanover Panthers What a ball game that they played here tonight. Wilson down the paint.
When you're down, you can't trade 3s and 2s.
No, you can't. And just having a hard time stopping Hanover, as Hanover has scored. It just feels like at will, Mike.
It's not been much resistance, that's for sure, the second half.
Outscored the Engineers 34-22 in the second half.
Definitely appears to be some fatigue out there.
Yeah. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Panthers in no major hurry. Now down to 6. Jab step. 7-footer, money. Nope, I'm sorry, Callie Wilder. Almost an and one, but Barlow, like I said, you're trading 2s. That's not going to get you back in the game. I'm kind of surprised we're not fouling right now to try to extend this game, maybe. Ooh.
Tough screen there.
Yes. Heath passed up the jumper. Gets a little closer, gets fouled.
Hanover's not even thinking about taking the foot off the gas.
No, they're not.
Milking the clock.
No, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. This style has gotten you into the game. You don't want to lose your momentum. And Coach Jones, I tell you, this is his 7th year at the helm of Hanover, and you know, he's been very familiar with Coach Prevost and his style. These two have played some really good games over the years. Back up to a 9-point lead after free throws. Baum splits the defense, and they just weren't going to foul. They let her have the 2 points, didn't want to foul. Now Hine fouls Heath, trying to extend the game.
Confession to make to you, Walt.
Yes.
You were talking earlier about the sideline break, and you were talking about Coach Jones, and we had been talking about high school, and I thought you were talking about Coach Jim Jones when I said Ben Davis. So Hanover does not run Ben Davis.
No,
Let me just throw that out there, okay?
Yeah.
Coach Jones, Jim Jones, Hall of Fame coach, does run Ben Davis.
He does.
I think Wolfley still runs it.
Yeah, on occasion. I don't see it all that much, but I do see it. I haven't seen every Patriots game either. These Panthers have played just a whale of a game. I just walk away so impressed by what they've come here and done. Up 9, under a minute to go here at Rose-Hulman. I'm telling you, folks, this is a really, really good Rose-Hulman team. As we'll go to a timeout, quick timeout, 30-second by Coach Prevost.
And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know.
Wherever life takes you, whatever stage, anything that you need, no matter the season, getting there together. We are ready when you are. Crane cares.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
The Big Finish sales event is on now at York.
Well, it's not looking good for the Engineers of Rose-Hulman here. Not looking good for the Engineers of Rose-Hulman at Hanover either, as at the 2 minutes to play, they're still down 10. The score there is 51-41. Just a surprisingly low-scoring game by both teams. Hanover scores in the upper 70s per game. Engineers score upper 60s. But nonetheless, looks like Hanover's going to come out of that one and raise their record to 10-1 in conference. Anderson men did beat Bluffton 52-42, so they'll stay in second place. Here, Hanover just played. Boy, I tell you, I thought there was spots in the first half where Rose-Hulman had a chance to get some separation. They didn't do it, and Hanover, the second half, is just dominated.
Yeah, they've shot the ball real well and rebounded.
Mm-hmm.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army.
Timeout by Hanover, a 30-second to preserve the possession. We'll keep it right here as this game was kind of winding down here, Mike, as you see the Hanover huddle. And Coach John Jones, has got to be very pleased with the way his team has played here tonight. Only 11 turnovers on the game, and they have shot the ball. If you want to shoot the ball well, shoot it well in the fourth quarter to close the thing out. That's exactly what they've done.
Yeah. Boy, how about Taylor Heath? She's the quarterback of that Hanover team, and she's done a great job. 5'4", and she's all over the place, and diving for loose balls, getting some rebounds, and she's really been
just a freshman.
Right.
That's scary.
I was going to say, I don't know if you think about you're going to see her for 3 more years.
I'm not looking forward to that. I mean, I am, but I'm not.
Right.
Of course, who knows how this year will go. Ooh, a little hard foul there. You know, nothing malicious. Nola Wilson says, I'm sorry, freshman. But you never know when these two teams could play each other again. Could have the rubber match in the postseason, as both of these teams look to me like postseason teams. If you look at the standings here in this one, Rose-Hulman will drop down, but Hanover will rise up to 5-5 on the season and conference play.
I like that idea of only the top 6 teams going.
Yeah.
Kind of reward you.
So Manchester's came into the night at 4-3. They dropped to 4-4 because of their loss to Transylvania. Anderson, not exactly sure what happened there, but Rose-Hulman at 4-3 may stay in third place. I don't, we'll have to see what happens. But boy, you just gotta take advantage of your opportunities, and Rose had an opportunity tonight, just couldn't quite get it done. If you look at games coming up, Rose-Hulman on Saturday will be at Mount St. Joe's on this upcoming Saturday. So they'll be on, men and women will be on the road, and then we'll be back home for the women. Will February 2nd and February 5th, there'll be Earlham and Bluffton. So those are 2 games. You look at, you gotta win these games coming up on your schedule. No more Transylvania, no more Hanover on your schedule.
Right.
You got to take care of business if you want to have a chance at that number 2 spot at least. If you're Rose-Hulman, 75-63, the score tonight as Rose-Hulman goes down to defeat Hanover. An excellent job here in the second half as they even the series this year at 1 game apiece in the regular season. We'll take a break and come back with the post-game show. Rose-Hulman down 12. Tough loss at the hands of Hanover.
The Big Finish sales event is on now at York Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on US Highway 40 in Brazil. Choose from over 500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles today. This month only, lock in 0% financing and no payment for 90 days. New Jeep Cherokee as low as $229 per month. New Ram 1500, $359 per month. House your vehicle for top dollar. Unwrap the savings at YorkCDJRBrazil.com. Stop by today and we'll show you why we're not number 1, you are.
We're not number 1.
You are.
You're number 1 at York.
Treatment for those with mental illnesses and addiction issues has evolved over the years.
In the late 1960s, Indiana's mental health system began to take shape.
From 1971
to 2021, Hamilton Center has touched the lives of thousands of people in central and west central Indiana.
We are committed to the latest therapies
to improve the quality of life for those with mental illnesses.
Treatment works.
Recovery is possible.
And thank you, Indiana.
You're watching College Sports on the Indiana Sports Network, presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
75-63, Mike. The Engineers go down and defeat Hanover. Just a really solid second half as they weathered the storm in the first half and found a way to just really put Rose away and not allow them to get back in the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure about halftime adjustments there, but Hanover came out, shot the ball better, was able to get those rebounds, and Rose-Hulman had some key shots there at the rim that they just couldn't get to go down. And when you can make those shots as Hanover did at the other end and add some threes in there, then that's going to be hard to overcome.
Hanover finished the game, only made 5 threes, 5 of 16. Rose-Hulman 2 of 15. They couldn't find it, from beyond the arc. Rose-Hulman outscored by a lot. Try to do this on the fly. 44-28. Outscored 44-28 in the second half.
Okay.
You're not going to win too many games.
How was the rebound?
Rebound, Rose-Hulman -3 on and they're a +9.5 team on the season.
Right.
Hanover out rebounded them by 3, and that's both teams took care of the basketball okay. Did a decent job there, but boy, Hanover 50% from the field in the fourth quarter, only quarter where either team shot 50% or more. But it just seems like, to me, it felt like Rose-Hulman shot like 20% in the second half. I mean, that's not the case.
Right.
But it felt like that, maybe because of the timeliness of Hanover shots.
And if I listen to your stats right, would that be 13 missed three-pointers for Rose-Hulman?
Yeah, 2 of 15, yeah.
So, those rebounds are hard to track because Rose-Hulman had more of the traditional post play, but they weren't able to capitalize on that with that many three-point shots.
Hanover made the case from the free throw line, 18 of 22 from the charity stripe, so they got there a lot. They got there early and often. They made more free throws than Rose-Hulman attempted. That's always a good sign.
If you're a Hanover coach, that's exactly what you want to see. That helps also negate that post size. Barlow started off both halves really well, but then Hanover was able to kind of negate that. But free throw line, 3 points are always good.
All is not lost for the Engineers. Still a lot of games to play. And as a matter of fact, they have a game coming up on Saturday against Mount St. Joe's. And that is a 2 o'clock game for the women. We will not have it here on our airwaves as the game will be on the road. The next time we have the Rose-Hulman women will be next Wednesday as they will face Earlham right here in the Holman Arena, as that'll be, once again, another big game for the Engineers. Saturday night. I'm so, from high school basketball, I'm so used to thinking about Friday night. Saturday night here at the Indiana Sports Network will be at Park Heritage down in Rockville, as Park Heritage will host Lafayette Jeff. That's going to be a big non-conference affair, as Lafayette Jeff getting some state rankings in Class 4A, and Park Heritage starting to get back on the right foot, and so that'll be a big game for them. I want to thank our sponsors one more time: Crane Credit Union, Goshen H&R Block, Hamilton Center, Indiana Army National Guard, Labor Link, Lentz Pharmacy, Mossy Oak Properties, Sonic Drive-In, Sponsor Insurance, Union Health, and York Automotive. Our camera operators for tonight: Keenan Harper, Noah Gastineau, and Dakota Sponsor, our director and producer, Mr. Tony Harper. From my partner, who I'm glad to be back in the saddle again with, Mr. Mike Ginn. I'm Walter Gordon saying good night, God bless. We'll see you Saturday night from Park Heritage.
This game is presented by the Indiana Army National Guard.
This program is a copyrighted production of Indiana Sports Network and cannot be shown, reproduced, or redistributed in any way or in any form without prior written permission from Indiana Sports Network.